Back in the summer of 1976, a 12-year-old boy named Travis Peterson played late baseball at the county field. His team won, and he was still grinning when the game lights clicked off. He hopped on his red bike, slung his bat over the handlebars, and started down Bell Road. The night smelled of cut grass and dust. Crickets and cicadas filled the air so thick it felt like the sound itself pushed him forward. Halfway home, the noise quit. Every bug, every frog, everything, like someone snapped a switch. At the very same moment, the hot air he'd been breathing turned ice cold. Travis slowed, confused, and looked over his shoulder. That's when he saw her. A woman in a long black coat stood in the middle of the road, a wide hat pulled low over her face. She looked impossibly tall, at least 7 feet, maybe more. Her arms stretched out like she wanted a hug. Travis tried to turn the bike, but before he could crank the pedals, the woman let out a scream so sharp and high it felt like metal grinding inside his head. He ditched the bike, sprinted for home, slid across the porch, and slammed the front door. The only words he managed through his tears were, "Huggin Molly! Huggin Molly!" Most families in Abbeville hadn't heard that name for years, but the old folks knew it. It's the warning their parents used when they were kids. Be home by 10, or Huggin Molly'll squeeze you till you see stars. Travis's story hit every front porch in town by breakfast. Kids swore they felt a chill just hearing it. The grown-ups acted calm, but more porch lights stayed on that week than anyone could remember. And from that summer on, the legend of Huggin Molly came roaring back. Here's what people say about her. She only comes out after 10 o'clock. She wears black from neck to boots, and nobody can see her face. She is freakishly tall, and her arms hang almost to her knees. If you're out after curfew, she sneaks up, wraps those long arms around you, hugs so tight you can't breathe, and screams in your ear, so loud you hear it days later. Then she vanishes. She doesn't drag you away or break your bones, but people who get the hug swear they never want to risk it again. Where did she come from? Folks pass around 3 main stories. First story. More than 100 years ago, a young mother lost her baby to fever. Grief snapped something inside her. Every night she walked the dirt roads, rocking an empty blanket, calling her child's name. When she finally died, her spirit kept searching. Now she hugs any child who lingers late, hoping for just a heartbeat to pretend she's holding her own. Second story. A real midwife named Mamie Johnson used to deliver babies all over the county. She was tall, well over 6 feet, and wore a black cloak to keep the chill off on those midnight house calls. Kids teased her, so she teased them back, jumping from the shadows and scooping them into huge bear hugs. Over decades, memories stretched Mamie into a shadowy giant with a scream no one could forget. Third story. During Prohibition, moonshiners hid illegal stills in the pine woods. They invented a monster to keep nosy kids and strangers off the back roads, some even dressed in long coats and wide hats, banging pots, blowing whistles, and giving wild hugs to anyone brave enough to walk near their stills. The booze business dried up, but the scare stuck around. Which story is true? Nobody agrees. Maybe all 3 poured into one big pot and boiled down to the legend we have now. Travis's run-in in '76 isn't the only sighting. A few years earlier, in 1970, an old school teacher named Miss Agnes bicycled home after grading papers. She felt a hand clamp her shoulder so cold it burned. Before she even turned, a scream blasted beside her ear. She never saw a face, but bruises shaped like long fingers showed up the next day. In 1999, a night guard climbed the town water tower for inspection. Halfway up, he heard footsteps on the ladder below. He shined his flashlight. Nothing. Then a scream roared up the inside of the tower like thunder in a pipe. He froze till sunrise, climbed down, quit his job, and moved to Dothan by the weekend. In 2013, a hunter set a motion camera on a property line. At 2:16 a.m., the camera snapped one frame, a tall shape hugging a lamppost, arms dangling halfway to the ground. It's grainy, but locals swear that's Molly, caught just a second before she faded away. Science offers neat answers. Freight trains rumble low sounds we can't hear but can feel, making our bodies shake and minds play tricks. Sleep experts say exhausted brains slip into half dreams. A shadow becomes a giant. A quick chest spasm feels like a crushing hug. Believers shake their heads and say, "Fine. You explain it how you want. We'll still be inside by 10. Remember Travis? He grew up and opened a diner on Court Street. He named it Huggin Molly's Cafe. The sign shows a tall, black silhouette with open arms. On the menu, you can order a scream burger and night hug fries. Tourists love it, and Travis makes good money. But late at night, after closing, if you ask whether he still believes, he'll tug down his collar and show a thin, pale scar on his collarbone. Then he'll whisper, "That's where her buckle hit when she squeezed me," and he won't say another word. Every October, Abbeville hosts a haunted history walk. Teenagers put on black coats, strap broomsticks to their arms to make them longer, and hide behind trees to jump out and scare tour groups. People pay for tickets, scream, laugh, and spend money at Travis's cafe afterward. But when the fake scares end and the porch lights go off, even the actors walk a little quicker getting to their cars. Now, if you ever visit and want to test your luck, locals dare you to try this. Choose a Tuesday night when the moon is bright. Go to Bell Road near the Old Cotton Gin at exactly 11:57 p.m. Leave every light off. Molly hates bright light, they say. Stand still and listen. If the bugs shut up and the warm air turns cold enough for your breath to fog, stay right where you are. If arms like frozen ropes wrap around your chest and a scream splits the air, don't fight it. She never holds long. When she lets go, if she lets go, count to 3. Then run home as fast as you can, lock the door, and tell someone before the sunrise convinces you it was only a dream. Plenty of people say they planned to try but backed out. Some claim they went, felt nothing, came back disappointed. A few look away when you ask and change the subject fast. Maybe they felt the hug and decided silence is safer. Why does Abbeville cling to this story? One reason is practical. It keeps kids off dark roads where real danger, cars, snakes, strangers, waits. Another reason is pride. A tiny town needs something special, and Molly is as special as it gets. And then there's plain old fear. Everybody knows what it's like to feel a sudden cold shiver, to think someone is right behind you. Molly gives that nameless fear a shape. So that's Huggin Molly. If you're ever walking under an Alabama moon and the night air chills your skin, listen. If the crickets quit singing all at once, think about Travis. Think about the water tower guard. Think about the scar the diner owner keeps hidden. Maybe it's only low train noises. Maybe it's just your imagination. Or maybe a tall woman in a black coat is reaching for a hug you will remember for the rest of your life. Get home before 10, just in case.